Hello students. I guess we all love animals or birds. And maybe that's the reason that we bring an animal or bird as a pet in our home. And we take care of our pet in a best possible manner. We love them, we cherish them, and we'll do all the things that we can do for the betterment of our pet. So today we will gonna discuss a story which is on a pet, how he was cherished by his owner and how the owner treat the pet, that is dog here. So the title of the story, as you can see, it's a triumph of surgery. Triumph, that means victory. So a victory of surgery. So now this sounds that something medical situation is going there. The dog might be ill and that kind of thing is going on. So the same thing is there. We'll see in the story. As you can see, this story is the story is there in our supplementary book, that is Footprints Without Feet. So from the exam point of view, 2 marks questions answers would be there in your final exam paper, and from the supplementary even that kind of questions would be there in the examinations. So prepare accordingly, short question answers, right? So we'll see the writer introduction first, which is James Alfred White. Now he was born on 3rd October 1916 and he died on 23rd Feb 1995. He was known by the pen name James Harriet. So his pen name was James Harriet and his original, the real name was James Alfred White. So he used this pen name, that is James Harriet, and he was a British veterinary surgeon. Veterinary surgeon, that means the person who the animal doctor, right? In a easier term. So he was that, and he was also a writer, and he used his many years of experiences as a veterinary surgeon to write a series of books, each consisting of stories about animals and their owners. So one such story we are going to discuss in this video, that is A Triumph of Surgery. So he has written many stories about the pet and how they were treated by their owners. He is best known for these semi-autobiographical works. Not semi, that means not the completely, okay, somewhat autobiographical work, and beginning with If Only They Could Talk in 1970, which spawned a series of movies and television series. So his work were also broadcast, uh, they were also presented in the form of movie and television series even, right? So let's start our story, A Triumph of Surgery. So basically, as I told you, that there is a dog, a very small dog, whose name is Tricky. Now he is pampered and overfed by his rich mistress. Now the owner of the dog is very rich, and uh, and he falls seriously ill. we are talking about the dog. So he falls seriously ill, and his mistress consults a veterinary surgeon, that is our writer James Harriet. And does he perform an operation? Does the dog recover? Operation, that is surgery here. So does he perform the operation, or does the dog recover? But here the title suggests that the triumph of surgery, so that means the operation was successful, right? But let's see what is there in the story. So I was really worried about Tricky this time. Look at the first line. As we have seen that the writer has written his own experiences in a manner of semi-autobiographical way, and he has written his experience of animals and their owners in his stories. So one such story we are going to discuss. So that's the thing. So I was really worried about Tricky this time. So now the dog's name is Tricky, and the narrator is very much worried about Tricky. I had pulled up my car when I saw him in the street with his mistress, and I was shocked at his appearance. He had become hugely fat, like a bloated sausages, with a leg at each corner, his eyes bloodshot and dreamy, stared straight ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaws. Mrs. Pamphary hastened to explain. He was so listless, Mr. Harriet. Okay, now let's see what's written here. So I was really worried about Tricky this time. So the narrator, the doctor, is really worried about Tricky, the dog, and he pulled up his car when he saw the street with his mistress. Mistress here is a woman in a position of authority or control. So she is the owner of the dog. That is what mistress. So the narrator went to see Tricky, and he was a bit worried about him. And when he stopped there, what happened? The mistress was there, and the narrator was completely shocked at the appearance of this Tricky. He had become hugely fat. So the dog became very hugely fat and like a bloated sausage. Bloated, that means excessive in size or amount, and sausages, that is an item of food in the form of cylindrical length of minced pork or other meat encased in a skin, typically sold raw to be grilled or fried before eating. So this kind of food you can see there, right? So this kind of sausages are there, and the dog was hugely fat, and it was like the bloated sausages. He looks like a bloated sausages, excessive size of sausage, and with a leg at each corner. So the dog is like this big sausages, and the legs are at each corner. So that kind of fat the dog became, and his eyes bloodshot. That means inflamed or tinged with blood, typically as a result of tiredness. So his eyes were totally red, right? And remy, that means watery. The water is flowing from her eyes, from his eyes, and stared straight. So he was staring very straight ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaws. Lolled, that means sit like or stands in a lazy, relaxed way. So the tongue is lolling from his jaws, and Mrs. Pamphary hastened to explain. Now Mrs. Pamphary hastened, that means to be quick to do something. So she started explaining that he was so listless, Mr. Harriet. Mr. Harriet is the veterinary doctor here, right? and the narrator himself. So James Harriet, as I told you, it is his pen name. The writer is James Alfred White. Okay, so he is discussing the issues that are concerned with the dog, that this thing is happening, and now what is the thing that now the dog is become so listless. So he seemed to have no energy. I thought he must be suffering from malnutrition. So I have been giving him some little extras between meal to build him up. Some malt and cod liver oil and a ball of Horlicks at night to make him sleep. Nothing much really. Look at the lady. She is giving him so much food and still she is saying that I'm not giving I'm just giving nothing much. Okay, now let's understand it line by line what is written here. So he seems to have no energy. The dog has become so listless. He hasn't any kind of energy, and that's the reason that the lady, the mistress, thought Mrs. Pamphry here, right? So she thought that he must be suffering from malnutrition. So the dog hasn't any kind of nutrition, and that's the reason that he hasn't any energy. So what she started was she has started giving him some extras between the meals to build him up. So he has particular meals schedule, but she is giving him some extras food to eat him up for eating, so that he can from malnutrition he became healthy, right? And what she used to give her apart from this extras, some malt and cod liver oil, that means I think we all know that it is oil pressed from the liver of cod fish oil. So she is giving him cod liver oil and a ball of Horlicks, right, at night to make him sleep, and nothing much really. So these things she is giving to the dog, more extras, right? She is giving him a meal on a regular time, and apart from the meal she is giving some extras food. And did you cut down the sweet things as I told you? Oh, I did for a bit, but he seemed to be so weak. I had to relent. He does love cream cakes and chocolates, so I can't bear to refuse him. I looked down again at the little dog. That was the trouble. Tricky's only fault was greed. He had never been known to refuse food. He would tackle a meal at any hour of the day or night. And I wondered about all the things Mrs. Pamphry hadn't mentioned. Are you giving him plenty of exercise? Well, he has his little walks with me, as you can see, but Hodkin, the gardener, has been down with lumbago, so there has been no ring throwing lately. Okay, now let's see what's written here. So now the doctor inquired that did you cut down the sweet things as I told you. So the doctor has already prescribed her that just cut down the sweet things and he will be fine. But now what happened? What is the outcome of this advice? So he is inquiring about it. Let's see what's happened. Oh, I did for a bit, but he seemed to be so weak I had to relent. So what happened? She tried to do it. She tried to follow the doctor's advice, but then she had seen that the dog has become relent. That means become less severe or intense. So she finds that the dog is so much malnutrition. So I could not resist. So, and the second thing is that he does love cream cakes and chocolates. So the dog loves these sweet things, cream cakes and chocolates. And the lady, the mistress, is so caring, over caring, in other say hyper caring, right? and she is giving all this stuff to him. So she is giving cream cakes and chocolates even, right? I can't bear to refuse him. So she gives all the things. And then when narrator looked down again at the little dog, what happened? That was the trouble. Now the narrator knew that the overfood is the trouble. And Tricky's only fault was greed. He is so much greedy when it comes to food. He could not resist the food. That's the problem. He could not refuse the food. So he would take a meal at any hour of the day or night. So whenever you will give the food to Tricky, he will going to eat it, whether it is day or night or any time. Whether he has taken his meal or not, it doesn't matter at all. And I wondered about all the things Mrs. Pamphorey hadn't mentioned. And he's thinking about that which things Mrs. Pamphorey hadn't mentioned yet. So it might be possible there are other lot of things that she used to feed with these things to her dog Tricky. So the narrator is worried about that it might happen that many foods is still remaining in the list, right? So let's see next. Are you giving him plenty of exercise? Now the narrator is the doctor is saying to her that are you at okay, let go what is the food, it doesn't matter now. Are you giving him plenty of exercise? Exercise is the thing that makes any dog active, or a people even, right? So now what's the answer? Well, he has his little walks with me, as you can see, but hogging, now it could be her servant. So the gardener, it is written here, okay, has been down with lumbago. Lumbago, that means a pain in muscles and joints of the lower back. So he has some pain, and so there has been no ring throwing lately. So this activity has completely stopped. This exercise has completely stopped because the gardener is not. Gardener is feeling low. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. I try to sound severe now. I really mean this. If you don't cut his food right down and give him more exercise, he is going to be really ill. You must harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. Mrs. Pamphorey wrung her hands. Oh, I will, Mr. Harriet. I'm sure you are right, but it is so difficult, so very difficult. She set off, head down along the road, as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. I watched her progress with growing concern. Tricky was tottering along in the little tweed coat. He had a whole wardrobe of these coats for the cold weather and a raincoat for the wet days. He struggled on, dropping in his harness. Okay, so now what happened? So the narrator tried to sound very severe, very intense, that now I really mean this. If you don't cut his food right down and give him more exercise, he is going to be really ill. So the doctor is warning to the mistress that if you don't cut down the food of this dog, you will face the consequences, and what will happen, the Tricky will get really ill. So that's the thing, and you must harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. So the lady need to harden her heart. Okay, so you have to be strong. You should not give any more food to the dog. You should keep your heart, you should be strong, and you should give, you should put the dog in a very strict diet. Now Mrs. Pamphary, what happened with her? She wrung her hands. Oh, I will, Mr. Harriet, I am sure you're right. So now she is realizing that no, doctor, you are saying is right, but it is so difficult for me that I could not help it. Sometimes it happens that in our home, even that not with all the kids, but some of the kids, mothers are concerned with the food of the child. So if we get a little bit even if we get even 500 grams, if we lost 500 grams, even our mother concerns a lot that you have lost your weight, you are not eating very much nowadays. So the mother start feeding us. So here in the case, Mrs. Pamphary is like the mother, and she is feeding her dog like anything, and she thinks that if the dog is not responding, the dog is not active, she thinks that he has some malnutrition, he is facing some malnutrition, and that's the reason she gives him some extra foods apart from the meal. So she is feeding the dog wherever she feels to feed him. She doesn't consider that whether he is fat or thin or slimy. She is not taking care of it. Just what she likes to do, just like to feed the dog. And so now when the doctor says so, she tried to follow the advice of the doctor, that no, I will follow your advice. And when she set off, head down along the road, as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. So she is thinking the same prescriptions, a same system or order to put the dog in a strict diet plan, and she went in the same manner that I will do, she is going to do that. But the reality was completely different. I watched her progress with growing concern. So the doctor is even more concerned with this dog. So he has kept his eyes on the dog and the Mrs. Pamphary. And Tricky was tottering along in the little tweed coat. Tottering, that means move in a feeble and unsteady way. So he is walking in a very unsteadily way, and he has worn this tweed coat. Tweed is a rough surface woolen cloth, right? So he has worn this tweed coat, and he had plenty of these coats in his wardrobe. Wardrobe is a cupboard, right? So he has a special wardrobe, a cupboard kind of thing, and in that he has plenty of the coats, and for the cold weather, and raincoat are even there for wet days. And he struggled on. So he is struggling to walk, dropping in his harness, that is a set of straps and fittings, right? So harness is there. So he is struggling on to move any further. He is struggling, so he is not active anymore. He has so much fat over his body that he could not move up a little bit. He is struggling, and that's the reason that her tongue is lolling between his jaws. I thought it wouldn't be long before I heard from Mrs. Pamphary. The expected call came within a few days. Mrs. Pamphary was distraught. So now the author knew that this won't, as he was a bit worried about the Tricky, and so that's the reason that he has kept his watch on both of them, the Mrs. Pamphary and Tricky also. And he thought and he heard from Mrs. Pamphary the expected call. So not a long before. So when Mrs. Pamphary went, after some days, after few days, he has heard the expected call. He was expecting the call, that no, after some times the call might be come from Mrs. Pamphary, as she pampers her pet a lot. So he was expecting the call, and the same thing happens. Within a few days, he got the call from Mrs. Pamphary, and she was distraught. Distraught, that means a very worried and upset. So she was completely worried and upset about Tricky. Tricky would eat nothing. So now Tricky is not eating anything. So that's the reason that she is worried about it. Refused even his favorite dishes, and besides he has bouts of vomiting. So now the problems comes. Now Tricky has stopped eating anything. He refused even his favorite dish, right? And apart from it, what happened, he had bouts of vomiting. Bouts, that means a short period of intense activity of specialized kind. So he is vomiting a lot. He spent all his time lying on a rug, panting, didn't want to go for walks, didn't want to do anything. I had made my plans in advance. The only way was to get Tricky out of the house for a period. I suggested that he be hospitalized for about a fortnight to be kept under observations. So now the doctor was sure that if he was given this much food, definitely these things will come. And now what kind of things that Tricky is doing? He is eating nothing. He refused even his favorite dish. He was just vomiting a lot. He just lay on a rug and panting, and he didn't want to go for a walk, didn't want to do anything. He's remained there on a rug very lazily. And the doctor has already made the plans in advance that I have to do something about the situation of the Tricky, and the only one way was that to get Tricky out of the house for a period. So if the Tricky won't be there in the house, that means no one would be there to overfeed the dog. So now overfeeding is the problem, and that's the reason that he has come to the resolution that is the only solution is that I should get Tricky out of the house for some time. And so what he did, he suggested that Tricky must be kept in a hospital, and for about a fortnight, and he must be kept under the strict observation. So that things is that panting, that means breathing with short quick breaths. So the poor lady almost swooned. Swoon, that means a partial or total loss of consciousness. So she has totally lost her consciousness. She doesn't know what to do now, and she was sure he would pine and die if he did not see her every day. And even the mistress was sure that if the dog has not seen the mistress, the Mrs. Pamphary, then what will happen? The dog will die, right? It will pine. So she is worried about it, but I took a firm line. But the narrator, the doctor, Mr. Harriet, he was very sure and he took a very firm line. So he was sure about his decision, so he didn't allow anything other things. And Tricky was very ill, and this was the only way to save him. In fact, I thought, sorry. So in fact, I thought it best to take him without delay, and followed by Mrs. Pamphorie's wailings, I marched out to the car carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. So finally, the doctor has made a very firm decision, and he thought it is the best thing to take Tricky out of the house without delay. And followed by Mrs. Pamphorie's wailing. Wailing, that means crying with pain, grief, or anger. Now, definitely, the mistress is so much attached with this dog, and she would never allow these things. Okay, and she would be in a great pain, but the doctor has to be strong, because that's the only options for the Tricky. And so he marched out to the car carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. So he has taken the dog, he just marched out. March, that means walk quickly with determinations. So he just marched out into to the car from the residence of Mrs. Pamphorey, carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. So now the dog is completely wrapped in the blanket. So finally, the doctor has taken Tricky into his hand, and he was just carrying out that dog, and he has wrapped the dog in the blanket, and he is going to take the dog into his clinic. Now what will happen there, what other things he will do for the dog, which kind of things happens with Mrs. Pamphorey even. Okay, according to Mrs. Pamphorey, the dog, if the dog will not see, if the dog was not able to see Mrs. Pamphorey's face, he will die. Now the doctor has taken Tricky with him. Okay, so now will he die or not, or what will happen to Mrs. Pamphorey or this dog Tricky, we'll see in the next video. Thank you very much, student. Keep reading.